In this module, we are going to learn about a fire prevention strategy, housekeeping issues, flammable and combustible liquid, electrical fire hazards, and compartmentalization. Okay? In a hotel, safety of a guest as well as safety of an employee are very important. They do matter equally. Okay, it's not that only guest safety is important. No, guest safety as well as the employee safety is important. Okay, so normally we says in the hotel industry that uh, safety for the guest and security for the staff, that is employee. Okay, now moving to ahead, fire prevention, it is like life safety. The primary goal of fire safety efforts is to protect building occupants from injury and to prevent loss of fire. Okay, so in case of fire, these are the things are very important, has to be adhere. Okay, for when I say adhere, that means you have to be stick to the point that if in case of fire in the building, as an employee of the hotel, you have to first evacuate or you have to first save the life or the injuries of your guest. Okay, and then yourself. Okay, property protection, of course, whenever you find that there is a fire catch up in the hotel building, definitely you need to work as a team first, and second thing, you need to work as, because of whatever the fire is caught. Okay, it should not get spread, okay, overall in that particular area, so it will not damage the property. Okay, then a protection of operation. Of course, whenever there is a fire, in case of fire, that particular area will definitely affect the operations, but the rest of the area where there's no fire, they don't have to get panic, they don't have to work on it. Okay, unless and until the fire is get spread, and the security manager will instruct you, okay students, okay, now from this area also we need to evacuate the guests and as well as the staff, then only that particular area has to affect on the operation. Otherwise, the area where there is no fire should not hamper the operations. Okay, when I say operations means example like any kind of fire have catch up at the fourth floor. Okay, and the building has around 7 to 9 floor story. Okay, so in that case, 6 and 7, 8, 9, these floors don't have to panic. Okay, even the fifth floor don't have to panic unless and until the fire gets spread over either above or below to the fourth floor. So their services of the room, their rest of all the operations has to be as per the standard. Okay, they should have to continue. That's what I said. By preventing fires and limiting damages, we can assure that work operations will continue. The strategy of preventing a fire. A fire must have three things to ignite and maintain a combust. That is fuel, heat, oxygen. These are the three things. The basic strategy of fire prevention is to control or isolate a source of fuel and heat in order to prevent a combust. So basically, this is a very simple and easy procedure, or you can say the act you have to be performed once if in case of fire. What is it? What is that act or that is the performance is? Once you know that okay, this particular area is caught up fire, so you need to first understand what type of fire it is. I mean to say class A, class B, class C, class D, and class E, what type of fire it is. Okay, if it is example like class A fire, that is wood, paper, vegetables. Okay, so if these things gets fire, definitely you can just pour the water in it, they will cut off, the fire will cut off. Okay, over here the strategy of preventing fire is you have to understand what type of fire it is, and you need to use whatever available with you at that present, and use that particular material or fire extinguisher, or you can say the sand, to get cut of that fire. Okay, if all three are not present in sufficient quantities, a fire will not ignite or fire will not be able to sustain combust. Okay, so that is why these three things are very important, and we need to act very calmly when you come to know that okay, this particular floor is caught of fire. So very calmly you need to understand, and you need to act on it. Housekeeping. Why is good housekeeping important? Why this fire safety, or you can say the housekeeping is involved in it? Because see, housekeeping is an area, or a housekeeping is an employee who can reach each and every corner of the hotel. Okay, so that is why their safety, as well as they can do safe to the guest. Okay, so that is why very particularly they, we have to give them a training, and to understand how much they are understood about a fire safety, and how much we need to more emphasize on their uh, fire safety skill. Okay? To reduce amount of flammable and combust material by housekeeping, to reduce ignoring hazards. For example, when I say ignition hazards, it means uh, example like okay, the sanitizer. Okay, all we know that sanitizer is a alcohol base. Okay, once you, if you, okay, forget about to do the lighting. Okay, with the lighter, forget about that. But even in the sun, okay, if you get contact with sanitizer car or sanitize equipment in the sun, over a period of time, once the article heats that particular part where the sanitizer have been poured, it start burning. Okay, but again depend on a on weather. If it is in winter, of course they will take time. If it is in summer, they will not take at all a single minute to catch up a fire. Okay, so these are the uh, examples of in a housekeeping department. Okay, now second, when I said um, flammable and combust material to reduce ignorance hazards, to ensure a safe emergency evacuations and of occupants. When I say that safe emergency evacuation is housekeeping, as I mentioned, housekeeping is a department where they do go each and every corner of the hotel, okay, where they can uh, get all the guests along with them to do the evacuation. Okay, means they can help to each and every team to get all the guest evacuation at evacuation point. Okay, in an emergency situation, to allow for quick emergency response is very important. Now, why it is important is because the security has to do the monitor. Okay, they will ask the, they will give the commands. Okay, now first step, you all have to do this, second step you all have to do this, third step you all have to do this, fifth step you all have to do this. Okay, so it is not necessary if in case of fire you need to be more visualized. uh, you need to be more visualized in any other theft or any other um, terrorist attack example. Okay, so executive housekeeper and entire team of housekeeping should know or should have by heart the rules to be followed if in case of emergency. Okay, to allow for quick emergency response means example like uh, I'm on third floor, okay, and on a third floor, one of the room got caught of the fire. In that case, what I have to do as a housekeeping supervisor, or you can say housekeeping assistant, what I have to do? First thing, I need to inform to the particular responsible person, that is time office. Okay. Second, being a supervisor, I have tag in my level, that is supervisory, all I can call up the HOD to inform this. Okay. This is very very important. This quick action is very important. Second important thing, when you are informing that here there is a fire is been caught up, in that case you have to be very sure that you will give a clear and proper information. Okay. You will not add any masalas in it, you will not add any other situation in it. Okay. Whatever is happening at that present, you need to convey your message to security, so they can identify the source of fire, as well as they will try to cut off that fire. Okay. Peace manner. Okay. You should not be in a hustle, you should not be overlooked it. Okay. Next is why good housekeeping is important. Flammable and combustic liquids. Flammable and combustic liquids are potential fuel source for fires and are present in almost every workplace. These are very important thing, can help to prevent from an combustible liquid. It is actually the vapor created by a flammable and combustible liquid that ignites and burn. Okay, so what they flammable and a combustible liquid do is they will act as an burning of your skin. Okay, important that flammable and combustible liquid are potential fuel. Electrical hazard are the case of numerous workplace. First, each year, fires each year, faculty electrical equipment or misses of equipment produce heat and sparks that service as ignition source in the presence of flammable and combustible material. Example of common ignition hazards are in your particular area. Okay, overloading circuits. What do you mean by overloading circuit? Means in a socket there is a 5 ampere plug has been installed. Okay, and now you need to use a fridge on that socket. So is it possible? No. Still you got the adapter. Still you attach that. You got 15 ampere adapter, and now you are using that refrigerator on that particular point. So this will work, okay, for 1 or 2 times. Okay, but it is not for longer hours. Okay, long time duration. You know what happens once I know that okay I have the things, then it will be really difficult to take out the things. Okay, it is very difficult to example like electric hazard. When I said electric, that means it is not oil, it is not gas, it is not solid. Okay, electric hazards, example like common irrigation hazards or overloading circuits. So, okay, I was on overloading circuits as see when we see overloading means if it is a 5 ampere switchboard, okay, to use a 15 ampere equipment. Normally, E type of fire, that is electrical hazards, are been to take place because of the open wires, cut wires, overloaded switchboards or circuits. Okay, so basically, when we say overloaded circuit means in a 5 ampere socket, we are using 15 ampere equipment, which is definitely is overloaded for that particular equipment. Okay, example of common ignition hazards: overloading circuits, use of approved electrical devices, damage or wound writing. Okay, we have seen the electrical fire. Now we are going to learn about electrical electrical fire safety. Okay. Extension cords. Extension cords are only approved for temporary use only. They should not be used for long term. Example, I need to charge my laptop, I need to charge my mobile phone. Okay, in that case I just put the extension box and I have put in the both the things on charging, and maybe my husband's mobile I need to charge. Okay, so basically three mobiles are going to charge in that particular one socket. So in that case you can use the uh, extension box. Okay, but whenever it is not required, why we have to go for that only? Not necessary, right? So that is why extension cord, when you put it should be for short run and not for the long term. Okay, extension cords are only approved for temporary glass. They may only be used for a period of 3 or day or less. Instead of using extension cord, contact PM. Never place extension cord in high traffic areas where they can be damaged by being stepped on or run over by equipment. This is very important. See, example like in a corridor. Okay, GRA is doing vacuuming. Okay, now he or she might have to cover a large area to finish it off his job. Okay, so he will attach the extension. In that case, guests do come in out from the room. Okay, many children are coming in out in the area. Okay, in that case if you put the wires loose, okay, on the corridor, it is will lead to a fall for the guest. Okay, it's not necessary it will be a smaller one, it should be the larger one, it is not told. Never place extension cord in high traffic area where they can be damaged by slapping, be damaged by being stepped on or run over by equipment. Multi-plug strip should only be used for equipment, office equipment, as complex computer, printer, and fax machine. Other common items such as window, refrigerator, and a copy machine must be plugged into a wall cover. Multi-plug strips should use only for the computer, printer, and fax machine. As I mentioned, it should be for temporary and not for permanent. Okay. Other common items such as microwave, refrigerator, and copy machine. Copy machine means Xerox machine must be plugged directly into the wall outlet. Okay, it should not be on a extension. This is requirement of the state fire marshal. Okay, without this fire safety certificate you won't be able to pursue or you won't be able to start your hotel. Okay, so that is why they are they will check your pen drive. Other common items such as microwave, refrigerator, and copy machine must be plugged directly into the wall outlet. This is a requirement of a state fire marshal. Multi-plug strips should have a fuse or circuit breaker and be dual approval. Now we are going to start with a type of fire. A paper product class is your class A fire, that is solid material. Okay, that is natural wood, paper, vegetables, and all. Okay, class B is a flammable liquid fire, or you can say grease fire. Third is a gasoline, that is C. Okay, class of fire. Then electrical class D, or you can say combustible material, are comes under the fifth category. Okay, so there are five categories: solid, liquid, gas, metal, and electrical. Okay, in the logging industry, electrical manufacturer and artisan are two or more are two most common causes of fire are installing fire detection system. This is very very important because if they catch up the smoke, okay, automatically your sprinkler gets starts. Okay, so when the sprinkler is gets start, definitely the fire should will not be spread in entire area. Okay, fire safety training. In evacuation the building, reporting fire emergency escape procedure and duties, escaping from a smoke filled room, putting out a small fire. Fire safety training in evacuation the building, reporting fire emergency escape procedure and duties, escaping from a smoke filled room, putting out a small fire, or you can say fire extinguisher, using fire resistant fabric and material to prevent this kind of fire at the workplace. Okay, what all you have to do is, when you, many of you might not been observe or might not be seen that whenever there is a fire, all the smoke is go settle down at the ceiling line. Okay, in spite of settling down at the down, I mean to say on the floor, it gets starts settling down on the ceiling. Okay, so once there is a fire and once the smoke is settled down at the top, you need to go and buy the clothes from down. Okay, I mean to say, buy a scores afterwards once you have water. Okay, or you can just apply this soap and start doing it. Okay, so this is what when I said smoke. Okay, smoke gets settled at the ceiling fan. So your ground level, you will find a clean weather. Okay, so that is why most of the hotel follows a procedure that 1.5 feet feet above from your floor, they put the um, signages of exit. Okay, so why they do that? So it will help them to understand when there is a smoke at the ceiling. You as an employee, as a guest, you won't be able to see anything in that duration. What you have to do, you have to just give the announcement first, and in the announcement itself, you have start putting out the employees in to get rid of the smoke, and they can just lie down and they can move from one place to another, that is from the fire area to the evacuation area. Okay, next is your as I mentioned, fire like A, B, C, D, E. Okay, A is your solid material, B is flammable liquid, C is metal, 4 is gas, and fifth is electrical. Okay, using fire resistant fabric and material. Uh, in a hotel, we do use a safety. Okay, but material, as an when I say next is type of fire. We have five type of fire. First is your solid material, liquid, or you can say flammable liquid. Then is your gases. Then is your metal, and then is your electrical. Okay, so A, B, C, D, E. Now, to prevent or to resist this kind of fire, we have a special fabric or material been used to save anyone lives if in case there is a large amount of fire. Okay. Now we are going to start with a type of fire extinguisher. There are classes of fire that could break out, each involving a different material that determine what type of fire extinguisher you want ahead of time by looking for the symbol on the label and matching it to one of the description below. Many homes and businesses use a multi-purpose fire extinguisher that are good for three classes of fire: A, B, and C. If you already know a fire extinguisher, check the label to what class of fire it is good for. Be on the lookout for these standard symbols. If you see a red slash through a picture, it means that the extinguisher should not be used on that case of fire. Okay, when we say a slash means uh, maybe the extinguisher will not be help to prevent E type of fire. So there will be a electrical picture over there, and it will have a flat line. Okay, flash line, which says this extinguisher is not allowed to use in this kind of particular fire. Fire classification. As I mentioned, Class A fire is wood, paper, textile, etc. Class B fire, flammable liquid. Class C fire, flammable gas. Class D fire is metal. Class F fire is cooking oil and heat fires. Then next is Class E, that is electrical fire. Okay. Why I'm telling you this, it is easy to remember: A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. Next is for which type of fire, what type of extinguisher we have to use. Okay, so first type, that is wood, paper, textile, etc. We need to use water, either water or foam or ABC dry click powder and all. So when we know that okay, this particular area is got fire, first time you need to understand how big the fire cover the area. Okay, second important thing, you need to rush to the particular uh, especially in the locker area. Okay, why? Because locker area, everyone's clothes are there, everyone's shoes are there, so you should know, okay, which type of fire it is and how we can prevent them. So A class of fire can be prevented from water, foam property, ABC, dry powder, or you can say, yeah, that's it. Then class B fire will get uh, prote- protection from ABC dry powder or a carbon dioxide. Now, what is a class B fire? It is a liquid. Once you pour the liquid on it, okay, already the oil caught up the fire. If you put the liquid in it, it will definitely spread. Whereas if you use a foam spray, so that will cover your fire and cut down the fire. Okay, they get immediately settled down and will not move further. Okay, then is your carbon dioxide. Definitely carbon dioxide, you have to drink it, and then uh, sorry, so carbon dioxide, this will help to get cut off of the fire from the flammable liquid. Okay, flammable gases. ABC dry powder is a chemical to use a pharmaceutical. Class C fire, that is a flammable gases. This kind of fire can be prevented from ABC dry powder. Okay, when we say gas, okay, so gas do spread in the air. Okay, to prevent them, you won't be able to throw water. You won't be able to throw any other things to prevent them. That is why we use proper powder. Okay, ABC dry powder. Next is metal. Yeah. But to prevent metal fire, you need to use a B type of fire extinguisher to do the forcing. Okay. Cooking oil and fast fires is a type of F fire. Okay. To prevent that F fire, we are going to use a class F weight chemical. Means to oil, or you can say fat fires get caught up with the fire. To prevent them, you need to just use a chemical dry, okay, chemical powder. So whenever any kind of liquid caught up the fire, you need to put them in a solid place where they can cut the fire. So that's what we normally see. You guys must have seen at the basement, many times at the airport. Okay, there is a bucket of sand been placed in the area. Why? Because if in case of any air, water, uh, any flammable liquid finds, I will call them E, that is electrical fire. To prevent this electrical fire, we need to use ABC dry powder and a carbon dioxide. Why dry powder on electrical? Because if you pour a water on electrical fire, definitely they will start spreading in your body. Okay. What about the blanket or solid material? Definitely they will also catch up the fire because of oil. So that is why what is most important is to use ABC dry powder chemical. Okay. So this will help to do. So these are things going to help uh, to prevent any particular type of fire. Okay. Now you can see here there is a fire extinguisher can. Okay. In a type, we have mentioned a type of fire. Okay, the color of extinguisher, then where this particular extinguisher is used, and the comment that is remarks means, you can say dangerous when used on a electrical flammable liquid and a cooking oil, or you can do a fat free. Why? Because these are comes in a water base. Okay, class A fire, that is wood, paper, textile, rubbish and all. Home, this is basically a wood, paper, textile, rubbish, and cooking oil, or you can say cooking fat. By using all these things, you can get prevent from your wet chemical. Carbon dioxide. This particular fire, okay, can be prevent in A, B, extinguisher A and B. Wet chemical. To prevent a wet chemical, we need to use a A and F extinguisher. Okay, then carbon dioxide. It is wood, paper, textile, rubbish, live in electrical equipment, and cooking oil and fats. Dry chemical. To avoid or to prevent from this kind of fire, you need to use wood, paper, rubbish, and dry powder. Basically, dry powder is flammable liquid, or you can say live electrical equipment, rubbish, etc. To prevent this kind of fire, we need to use a fire extinguisher of A, B, and E. Okay, ready body white brand. Dry chemicals comes in the two forms. Okay, one is for class A and B fire, and for class B and E fire. Okay, so for class B and E fire, flammable liquid, five equipment material or five cooking and paste have been provided in the not provided being used. Okay, so we have five type of glasses and we have five types of uh, fire extinguisher to prevent you all. I mentioned there will be a five type of fires, and there will be a five different type of extinguisher. of extinguisher we use it to prevent this particular fire, okay, to get cut of fire spread, okay. First type of fire, that is wood, paper, textile, rubbish. To prevent them, we use a water-based extinguisher. Okay. Next is foam, or you can say flammable liquid. Okay, catch up the fire. To prevent these two things with your hotel, you need to follow fire A and B. Okay, fire classes A and B. Then wet chemical. Because of wet chemical, if the fire get catch up, how you need to control, or how you need to get rid of it is to by using a cooking oil and maybe an allopathy. Okay. Next is carbon dioxide. To this kind of chemical, we use it to prevent from live electric equipment, then crack or oasis and oils and fat. Okay. Dry chemical, the powder extinguisher type 1, that is wood, paper, textile, rubber, flammable liquid, live electrical equipments are been prevent from dry chemical. Why dry chemical? Is because the dry chemical will allow the heat to get cut off. Okay. Then red body white band. This is extinguisher is being used to B type of fire, okay, and E type of fire. Hope you all have understood about fire prevention. What are the type of fires and how we are going to prevent any particular surface to get damaged from the fire. Okay. Anyone has any question, you all can uh, connect me with my mobile number, or you can send me an email, so I can do give you the queries. I can answer your queries. Okay. Thank you very much, students, for logged in.